Have you ever felt your Nissan Rogue jerk, hesitate, or shudder while driving and wondered if your transmission is failing? Could that slipping or overheating be a sign of a bigger problem that might cost thousands to fix? Hey guys, welcome back to our channel, where we help you diagnose and fix all of your car issues in an easy-to-follow steps, so you don't need to always take your car to the dealership. Be sure to subscribe and hit the like button. Also share this to support the channel. Alright, one of the most popular small SUVs is the Nissan Rogue, which is known for being fuel efficient, comfortable, and up-to-date. More and more new Rogue models come with a continuously variable gear, CVT, instead of an automatic gear. By changing gear ratios all the time instead of shifting between set gears, a CVT is meant to provide smooth acceleration and the best fuel economy. Although this design makes the car go faster and use less gas, CVTs are more affected by maintenance, driving habits, and part wear than regular automatic transmissions. Over time, Rogue users have reported a number of problems with the transmission, such as jerking, shuddering, slipping, overheating, and strange noises. If you know the signs, the reasons, and the easy fixes, you can take care of your car's transmission and avoid expensive repairs. Slipping is one of the most obvious signs that a CVT is broken. When the driver hits the accelerator in this case, the engine's RPM goes up, but the car doesn't speed up in the same way. It might feel like the transmission isn't fully engaged or that power is being lost, especially when the car is under a lot of stress, like when it's going up hills or passing other cars. In the early stages, slipping can happen from time to time, which makes it hard to identify. If you don't fix it, it can cause more internal wear and finally a more serious transmission failure. A lot of Rogue owners say they feel jerks or shudders when they speed up, especially when they are stopped or going slowly. This feeling can make it feel like the car loses its grip for a moment or the engine hesitates before starting. There may be light vibrations in the floorboard or steering wheel along with the jerking or shaking. This condition is often an early sign of CVT part wear, fluid degradation, or hydraulic problems in the transmission. If these problems aren't fixed, the jerking can get worse over time and cause more serious damage to the transmission. Delay in involvement is another problem that happens a lot. If the transmission takes longer than usual to reply after shifting into drive or reverse, this will happen. The driver may notice that the car waits before moving, or the acceleration may feel slow even when the pedal is pressed down a little. Transmission oil that is low or worn out, problems with hydraulic pressure, or problems with the electronic control system are often to blame for delayed engagement. CVTs are usually quieter than other automatic gears, so any strange sounds should be taken seriously. Some owners hear whining, humming, or grinding sounds coming from the transmission, especially when the car is speeding up or carrying a lot of weight. Most of the time, whining or humming means that the bearings are worn out, the pulleys are broken, or the belt or chain is not engaging easily. Even though grinding sounds don't happen very often, they could be a sign of more serious damage or wear inside. Any strange noise should be looked into right away to keep damage from getting worse. There are two modes, overheating and limp. The friction between the belt or chain and the gears in a CVT makes heat. Too much heat can break down the transmission oil, which makes it less effective at lubricating and hydraulically moving things. Overheating can set off limp mode, a safety function that lowers the engine's power and speed to keep damage from getting worse. Burning smells, power outages, and dashboard warning lights are all signs that your car is overheated. If the clutch overheats a lot, it could mean that the fluid is getting old or that internal parts are wearing out. There are fluid leaks and smells. Another sign that something might be wrong with a CVT is transmission fluid that is leaking. If transmission oil gets too hot, it may turn red or brown and smell like burnt rubber. Leaks can happen when seals or valves are worn out, or they could mean that the fluid has been exposed to high temperatures or contamination. If you drive with low or dirty oil in your transmission, it could slip, shake, or get too hot, which could cause the whole thing to fail. Heat is one of the main reasons why CVTs break. For CVTs to keep their hydraulic pressure and stop internal wear, they need to be properly cooled. Heavy driving situations like towing, driving in hilly areas, or driving in hot weather with lots of stops and starts make heat build up. If the cooling system isn't working right or is clogged, the fluid temperatures rise. This makes it harder for the belt, pulleys, torque converter, and bearings to stay lubricated and speeds up the wear on these important parts. CVT fluid is very important to the transmission because it keeps the belt and gears from slipping and provides hydraulic pressure. If you don't change the fluid when it's supposed to be changed or use the wrong type of fluid, it can lower the hydraulic system's performance and speed up the wear on its parts. Fluid that is breaking down may look dark or smell like burnt rubber, which means it isn't protecting the transmission as well as it used to. Fluid state is directly linked to many CVT problems, such as slipping, shaking, and overheating. Wear and tear on the inside is another usual factor. Due to stress and pressure, the steel belt or chain, pulleys, torque converter clutch, and valve body parts can break down over time. The belt can stretch, the pulleys can wear unevenly, and the bearings can break down. All of these things can cause the power to be delivered unevenly and cause jerking feelings. Vehicles that carry big loads or are driven aggressively are more likely to wear out faster. CVTs depend on precise hydraulic pressure and computer control to control the clutch, the ratios of the pulleys, and the engagement of the torque converter. Solenoids, sensors, valves, or stepper motors that don't work right can cause delayed activation, slipping, jerking, and acceleration that isn't steady. Problems with the software in the control module may also make the transmission less responsive to load or speed input, which can make symptoms worse. CVT stress is increased by driving in cities with lots of stop-and-go traffic, towing, driving in hot temperatures, and accelerating quickly. Skipping regular maintenance like checks or changing the fluid makes it even more likely that something will break. On the other hand, moving carefully, following maintenance schedules, and not putting too much weight on the transmission can greatly increase its life. Checking the oil is the first thing that is done to figure out what's wrong with a CVT. The amount of the fluid should be right, and it should be clean. The fluid in a healthy CVT should be clear or slightly colored, and it shouldn't smell like burnt rubber. If the fluid is dark, dirty, or smells like burned rubber, you must change it all with the manufacturer-recommended CVT fluid. Symptoms like slipping, jerking, and shaking are often fixed or greatly improved by replacing fluid that is old or broken down. Less heavy acceleration from a stop, avoiding big loads, and driving less stop and go in the city can all help the CVT work better. When you drive smoothly, you protect the fluids, keep the engine from overheating, and keep interior parts from wearing out too quickly. Taking breaks and moving with less weight can also help protect the transmission in places that are hot or have steep terrain. Take a moment to listen and feel for early warning signs. Early diagnosis is very important. Listen for slipping, jerking, delayed contact, or sounds that don't make sense. Seeing these signs early makes it more likely that the problem can be fixed before it gets worse and leads to a big failure. Check for leaks every so often, and keep an eye out for dashboard warning lights, burning smells, or changes in how power is delivered. If the symptoms don't go away after changing the fluids and changing how you drive, you should have a professional look at it. The belt, pulleys, torque converter, valve body, solenoids, and sensors are some of the internal parts that a trained technician can look at. If the damage is bad enough, the transmission may need to be rebuilt or replaced completely. Getting professional help early on can often lower the total cost of repairs compared to waiting until the problem is completely broken. If you want to buy a used Nissan Rogue, you should look at its maintenance records and carefully check the CVT. Ask for records of when the fluids were changed, if the car has ever overheated, slipped, or jerked, and what kind of driving conditions it was in. Before buying a car, test driving it in different situations, like city traffic, hills, and high speeds on the highway, can help you find any CVT problems. Use the right fluid. Always use the CVT fluid that the maker says to use. Do not use generic or universal transmission oils that do not meet the requirements for CVTs. Change the fluid often. Stick to the maintenance plan, or replace the fluid sooner if you drive your car in heavy traffic, hot weather, or on hills. Keep an eye on your driving style. Slow acceleration, carrying light loads, and not pulling more than the vehicle can handle will help keep CVT parts in good shape. To keep the car from burning, make sure the radiators, transmission coolers, and fans are all working right. If you notice slipping, jerking, strange noises, or delayed contact, take care of it right away to stop more damage. Make sure the transmission control module, TCM, is up to date. Updates from the maker may make shift patterns and hydraulic control better. Don't forget to subscribe. One click keeps you updated with easy step-by-step car maintenance tips and troubleshooting guides. Check out our other video here on the signs and symptoms of a bad torque converter versus a bad transmission. The link will be in the description box below and in the card section up here. I will see you there. Bye.